God damn. I want to just, no, we're rewinding some of that because this is the song. This is the song. This is the one. This is the one that this is. God damn. Hi, my name is Garrett. Thank you so much for tuning into this channel. Today we're talking about Kenji's new album by the name of Fuck Yo Feelings, and this is his 4th release since November of 2020. In about 8 months, this guy has put together 3 really solid projects, and right now we're about to take a look at the 4th. If you are interested in those 3 previous projects, I do have video reactions as well as reviews on this very channel if you want to go check those out. What I do here is I kind of make a podcast where my guest each week is a different album, and I really hardcore break it down. So if you're not a fan of pausing or you just don't like longer videos, you can go check out my clips channel where I break down each individual song into its own little video. So if you want something that's a little bit more digestible, I do not blame you. But regardless, if you do stick around, I really hope today is the day that I earn your subscription. But Kenji's consistency with 4 albums in about 8 months is just wild. And it's one of those things where if I was an up-and-coming artist or I was managing a bunch of up-and-coming artists, I would honestly give a similar kind of piece of info. I would say, hey, quality or quantity over quality at this point, just to get your name out there. Let's flood the market with as much as possible. But now when I'm looking at a 4th release from this guy in such a small amount of time, that can actually kind of serve as a double-edged sword, depending on how well the artist can diversify. Where I feel like a lot of these previous albums, some of the songs really do blend together because they all kind of have the same feel. And I'm really gonna keep an eye out on this project to see where he kind of diversifies and what different sounds Kenji can bring. Nothing that Kenji has ever really released has ever been nothing less but polished, well-sounding, and just overall good. But when you overflood the market and you don't offer enough different choices, like if I just went to the same fucking food place and I had to eat the same burger every day, even if it's my favorite burger, eventually, it's gonna kind of get samey, and I want to see how the expansion of Kenji's sound can evolve, and I want to see if this is the point where we see a whole different side of, at least a tease of different stuff that we can look forward to in the future. I'm seeing this guy's name on a lot of festival lineups, so all these artists that kind of blew up in 2020 and they didn't have like a literal stage to go and perform onto, they're now about to take the stage literally and, show up, nut up or shut up. And I think having these types of albums, having a good catalog when you're even on a festival lineup is very important. No one wants to hear you play the same song like 3 times. But what I will say is that Kenji is a star. Kenji is very interesting. I'm a big fan, and I'm excited to see how this goes. And I think without further ado, we should just check it right out. Looking at the track listing, it looks like we got about 14 different tracks here. I'm not too sure about the runtime, but they are all brand new tracks from what I can see. So I'm pretty excited. I'm ready to go, and I hope that you're here for the journey as well. First track is called I'm Rich Now, Bitch! ! This is the first track off the album Fuck Yo Feelings. This is Kenji. Let's go.
Since it's what you cooking. Perfect.
This little whore wanna spend one night with the gang. Freaky bitches keep on begging me to bust all on their back. This girl says she owe me like girl, but I bet you when she see me in these Christians, she gon' fuck me anyway. See you on my business Texas, I'ma stomp on your face. I had her falling out with Cupid and shot him in the face.
Even that little like screaming part that we just heard, even though it was brief, I hope there's more songs like that, because anything goes into what I was saying where I was like, I just need a little bit of diversification. I think I heard that little screamy type stuff, like more of an aggressive vocal performance. I heard that a little bit on the last album, and I've heard maybe a little bit trickled out throughout his projects, but I want to hear him sing. Like, there's notes that he hits on like songs like Hey on the first album where you're just like, bruh, you can actually sing. So I just want to hear all the stuff that Kenji can bring. Let's see just how good Kenji is. And I know he wants to show us just how good he is. So I'm excited. I hope that exists on this project. Just had to throw that in there.
I just took a 20 out and spent it on her tits, nigga. My little bitch a model her so you can see her nips, nigga. Smoking with this OnlyFans whore, getting bliss, nigga. She know how to ride my dick crack, tryna make her tip bigger. Bubbly booty bitches Taurus, put my ops in a hole. If you tell me that you love me, keep my heart real close. I got a problem with loving and I just hope it don't show. I told that bitch she can have my nut, but she ain't taking my soul. I got bitches in LA, but I still wanna go home. This little whore wanna spend one night with the gang. Freaky bitches keep on begging me to bust all on their fans. This girl said she owe me like girls, but I bet you when she see me in these Christians, she gon' fuck me anyway. See you in my bitch's Texas, I'ma stomp on your face. I had her falling out with Cupid and shot him in the face. Little pussy ass bitch, I got rich over myself, and I ain't never need a bitch, nigga. I just took a 20 out and spent it on her tits, nigga. My little bitch a model her, so you can see her nips, nigga. Smoking with this OnlyFans whore, getting blitzed, nigga. She know how to ride my dick crack, try make her tip bigger. Bubbly booty bitches in backwoods road. I like my bitches red bone and on my ice real fro. I bought my bitch a tennis chain, I stay for life till we froze. I keep some hollows in this Taurus, put my ops in a hole. If you tell me that you love me, keep my heart real close. I got a problem with loving and I just hope it don't show. I told that bitch she can have my nut, but she ain't taking my soul. I got bitches in LA, but I still wanna go home.
I really like that. I got bitches in LA, but I want to go home. It really shows, like, probably a little bit of his perspective as well, like going out into LA and just getting full force. Like I said, this guy's been working. And he blew up again in the quarantine era to where it's like, you know, it's a little murky on, like, was the world going to open up? Are we ever going to go back to normal? Will you ever have a non-virtual show? I mean, there was a lot going on there. And I think the fact that he just put his head down and just fucking worked. But now I bet, you know, he's in the fritz of it now. He's getting on festival lineups and he's looking at it and he's like, man, I don't think I'm going back home. Like, I'm stuck here. This is my life now, which is what you wanted. But, you know, everyone misses home. Everyone does, dude. No matter what. Like, even when you move out of your parents' house, you still miss your parents, I feel like.
Pockets fat, I'm so rich, but goddamn, fuck her when I'm home, so when I leave, I think she might go home. Why would I trust a bitch again for her to hurt me again? Won't ever see me ask a friend for where the fuck the bitch been. I tell her, hey, to lick my nutsack. I been stacking guap, they getting mad cause they can't touch that. This hoe got it.
See, like, those little, like, melodies, too. Like, nutsack, touch that. Like, the way he fucking does this little, like, octave switch or just, like, finds himself with his voice in these, like, specific ass pockets. I really, really, really cannot understate how good Kenji is at just creating melodies and filling out a really, really catchy song like it's almost nothing. It can't be understated. It's only a matter of time to one of these bitches just blows the fuck up beyond anything that we've seen before.
Let me smoke. Come here, little bird. This little whore wanna spend one night with the gang. Freaky bitches keep on begging me to bust all on their fans. This girl said she owe me like girls, but I bet you when she see me in these Christians, she gon' fuck me anyway. See you in my bitch's Texas, I'ma stomp on your face. I had her falling out with Cupid and shot him in the face. Little pussy ass bitch, I got rich over myself, and I ain't never need a bitch, nigga. I just took a 20 out and spent it on her tits, nigga. My little bitch a model her, so you can see her nips, nigga. Smoking with this OnlyFans whore, getting blitzed, nigga. She know how to ride my dick crack, try make her tip bigger. Bubbly booty bitches in backwoods road. I like my bitches red bone and on my ice real fro. I bought my bitch a tennis chain, I stay for life till we froze. I keep some hollows in this Taurus, put my ops in a hole. I bought my bitch a tennis chain, I stay for life till we froze. Let me forever, baby.
You know, it ain't easy. It ain't easy to just make a 3-minute and 30-second song anymore. So to lead your album with that, I also respect that. I wanted to shout that out. That song really did kind of provide a few little lines that does add a little bit more perspective into who Kenji is. And that is like a big question mark that I still have as well, where I don't feel like I know this guy, even though I've listened to hours of his music. Like, I don't quite understand who he is, and I think just a really good interview, or even just like I've been on his lives too, and I feel like I get a little bit, but really this guy's just always in the studio, just always working, and it just seems like he's focusing on his craft. But it wouldn't hurt to take a step back and maybe add a little bit more insight. But being the first track on this project, being the first intro track to this project, I think getting those insights so early on maybe is a red herring, that we will see maybe at least a few other little tidbits about who this mysterious Mr. Dro Kenji is. And as far as the first track on that project, there was nothing wrong with it. I think it really sets the mood, and if this is your debut or introductory project for Mr. Dro Kenji, I think that really does serve a cusp. Like, you understand the realm that he operates in, and if it's for you, you're going to run with it. Like, if you love this first track, I guarantee you're going to enjoy the last few albums, and I guarantee you're probably going to enjoy this project. But if you're on the fence, I still think he gave you enough there to give him another track to go into track number 2. And in my opinion, I think track number 2 of projects is probably the most important one, period, because that's where everyone can sit through the first track. I think everyone can kind of give it the first track. Even if you're skipping the first track on something that you're not fucking with, the second track is where it's make or break. If they're on the fence about the first track, they may sit through the second one if it's okay, but you really got to hit it out of the park. You really got to show them what you can do.
My heart was always broken. Just say you need me, I'll be there, cause I've been wanting your love. I hate when you get so stressed out. I'm always here for you to let me down. Crying, I don't really need you now. I'll be right here, I can sing you a love song. Show me that you love me, don't just tell me and I'll be how. But forever too long. I'll admit I get lost in your eyes. You're so addictive, I get too high. So damn perfect, I get tongue-tied, and I can't help what you don't realize. So in love, yeah, I'm stuck on you. You let me down, how you acting and you tell me that you coming to my rescue. I want you and only you. I'm through, I'm done. I just feel like falling, but I know you won't catch me. No, I know you won't catch me when I'm falling for you. What would you think if I told you about every little thing that I'm loving about your vibe? We can rock out like rock stars. Still gotta watch out, cause I love hard. My heart was always.
So, this is not my favorite Dro Kenji track. I'm just going to throw that out there, but it also probably, hey guys, it probably isn't for me. As far as this is for the ladies, man. This is a full-on love ballad, and there is little moments where you hear kind of a little bit more of a raw, like, cut of his vocals, where I feel like you can identify, like I was saying earlier, like his ability to actually sing in real life and his ability to actually kind of, again, dude, even if it's not my favorite Dro Kenji track, the melodies are unrivaled, man. It's unrivaled how this guy is able to exist in these tight-knit places. And I'm going to say that 700 times, just like I have on the last project, but it's true, and it always catches my eye, always just kind of really impresses me, just how well this guy can just formulate songs. And again, they just always come across as these like little spur in the moment, just like he walked into a booth for 20 minutes and just finished this bitch. And I don't understand if that's true. I don't really know his creative process, but I can tell you that there's something super, super special when you look at just how good Dro Kenji is when it comes to just making the music that you're used to. Like, you know what to expect at this point, and he is going to come through and he's going to hit it out of the park. And even if that can be a negative, like I said, it's a double-edged sword. It's a fucking tightrope across the Empire State Building to another big-ass building in New York that I don't know the name of. You're walking that line one too far to the right, you're falling to your death. One too far to the left, you're falling to your death. You really have to stay and teeter that line. And I think he does teeter that line, but even when he doesn't, you can't deny that the music making is really, really, really high quality, and the polish and the mastering and the mixing, everything just sounds good, and you're just here and you feel comfortable. And being the fourth fucking review that I've done for this particular artist, and again, having him be so early in his particular career, I think that it's kind of like a level of comfort food for me where I can put on any of his projects and I'm just happy, I'm comfortable, this is what I want to know, I know what I'm getting into, I know what to expect, and I think there's something to that as well. Even if it does come across as a negative in this video when I'm talking about from a real critical lens, I think there is something to be said for an artist who can exist, make the music that he wants, and have the audience feel comfortable and know what they're getting into. If you like the first album, you are going to love all 4 Dro Kenji projects. There's no doubt about it. Like, there really isn't. consistent, and that there's something to be said about that, and there's something so beautiful about that, because some artists, man, they're the most inconsistent when it comes to projects, and projects are the hardest things to make. Anybody can come out with a single, but if you fucking have the best singles in the world, the top charting songs every single year, if you look at the project that they are attached to, more than likely they're not a good project, or they don't live up to the hype that single garnered, or the album only sold well because they want to hear the single. Like, there's a balance to it all, and I think Dro Kenji is doing everything right. Even in moments in this video or this podcast where I sound like I'm being overly critical, I just have to give you that disclaimer that I am coming from a perspective of someone who enjoys his music, and I think that there's so much more underneath the surface, and I think we've really only scratched it. But being 4 albums in, I'm ready to learn everything I can about this guy. So bring it on. Let's go. Let's see where this goes. I'm only talking this much so I don't cry.
For you to let me down. Crying, I don't really need you now. I'll be right here. I can see you a love song. Show me that you love me. Don't just tell me and I'll be wow, how. But forever too long. I'll admit I get lost in your eyes. You're so addictive. I get too high. So damn perfect. I get tongue tied and I can't help what you don't realize.
So the more I thought about it, I don't think that's like a bad song by any stretch of the word. What I think it is just the track placement just caught me a little bit off guard, because I gave that big like hype up speech where I was like, yeah, the second song is the most important. And maybe that's not true. Maybe I'm just some dumb guy. That's just my opinion. So when I heard that as the second track, and it's clearly not one that I'm going to go to and be like, guys, that's the one, it kind of set the tone back for me. But let's see what happens going forward. I really think that we're in for a real treat with this project. I think it's a full-ass project. I think there's a lot of meat on these bones, and let's just see what the fuck this meal we're about to get into. Track number 3, there's a music video for this one. This is Dro Kenji. This is the song Superstar. Let's go.
Since it's what you could.
I met her once. Hello, how you doing and where you been at? I think I got a problem with fucking bitches that don't care, don't laugh, and never had no love in their life. Ooh, high off my rocker. She get what I want, so I keep.
So I have heard this, and this song is a
rocker. She get what I want, so right. My heart turns stone, cold like ice. I fucked a good after the party, now that bitch 99. Goodbye, good times, I know they'll always end. I'm trapped in a trance with a demon whore. I get money all the time, but I'd rather have more. Just a couple foreign hoes in this foreign 4-door. I could offer her the world, but she'd rather have more.
This is the Dro Kenji that I love, my friends. This is the shit, where it's just a tight-knit song, and it's just like catchy. It shows you just all the crazy levels that he can hit, but it also just exists as this song that you're ready to go. Like this is the first song on this whole project where I'm like, nah, this is what I'm talking about. I wasn't crazy, Dad. He is the greatest, like there's a level where I get hyped, and this is in that level, and this is one of his more catchy songs, and I think it also kind of really shows that not only melody, not only vocal performance, but like he's able to kind of like twitch his vocals in these like the ooh, like he switches between 2 different oohs. Like you know, most people just stick with one ooh, but this guy's coming through with all these different oohs, and we're gonna hear more oohs on this fucking project. But I'm just saying, like, listen to how this guy uses his voice as an instrument, and it is always a treat and always a pleasure, Mr. Dro Kenji. So let's get back into this fucking beautiful music video. Cool ass visuals, by the way, with the wall that he's touching, and it's like streaming down with all these crazy colors. Loving it.
I got rich all by myself, so how you think I need a whore? Ooh, high off my rocker. She get what I want, so I keep her on my rock. Can you believe her? Ooh, high off my rocker. She get what I want, so I keep her on my roster. Believe her.
Fire. That was track number 3. One of my favorite tracks on this project. guaranteed. Just gushed about it. But also getting a visual, like a face to the name, is very important when you have those like keyword searches. And that was like a big like detriment to his other projects, I felt like. Again, we were existing in this quarantine realm, so maybe not having like a full-on music video with like a full-on production probably wasn't possible. So even if you wanted to do that, probably the rates to do all the quarantine checks, get everybody tested, do it right, that probably cost a little bit of a penny. So I understand that why the means couldn't be in existence, but it is nice to finally see Kenji actually singing these songs. And like when, you know, fans look him up or people who just discovered him and they want to see what he's about, like that's the thing, is like when I'm listening to these projects, I always went back to, there's a point where I don't know who Kenji is. And I just said it earlier too. I'm excited to learn who Kenji is, but just seeing him sing in the flesh, it kind of makes you feel like you know a little bit more about Kenji. And that's kind of valid for an audience member to request, but that's also kind of like necessary for somebody to kind of blow up, unless you're going on this whole like ambiguity factor where like the Twitch streamer Corpse, like he's blowing up because he's never shown his face, but possibly if he shows his face, you know, maybe like the it factor's gone, like the mysterious of that guy's voice is like kind of gone in a way. So goes both ways, but I feel like Kenji, music videos, make more, keep going, every song, let's just do it. I think that only helps at this point, in your stage of the career. And you know, you're really, when you look at how this guy's career is like escalating and what he is doing with these opportunities, you can't help but just tip your hat and just say fucking good job, brother, because like you're killing it. You really are. Like any negativity to put out 4 albums in 8 months, that's no fucking joke. But on top of that, to like make such fucking good music consistently every time, it also just goes into the greatness that is Kenji, but also just like I think he's really on the precipice of greatness, and there's one track away from just taking this to a whole different level, to where we're gonna look at those same music videos and they're all gonna have millions of plays, just by like the factor of growth. Like everybody's gonna go and be like, who the fuck is this guy? Oh shit, there's 4 albums that have come out in the past 8 months. Let me check them out, and they're all within the same like sound, and like they're all as easily digestible as the others. Like it once the floodgates open, there will be a flood, and it will not stop. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to Kenji. Next track, we got Love You Most. This is Kenji. The album is Fuck Yo Feelings. Let's go.
Gotta watch my back, cause it's only me, yeah, it's only me for the most part. I'm only used to lie. Goddamn, if I was to fall in love, then I'd fall real hard. Come to me and love me, wish I never feeling like it. Still with me, don't leave me, babe, I need you to complete me. I'm only used to lie. Every time I fall in love again, I fall too hard. What's a girlfriend? I'm only used to lie. Every time I fall in love again, I fall too hard. Goddamn, gotta watch my back, cause it's only me, yeah, it's only me for the most part. I'm only used to lie. Goddamn, if I was to fall in love, then I'd fall real hard. Follow me to greatness, most of this unrelated. I just love your smile, can I fuck you in this Mercedes? Shawty acting why you? She love the fact that my nail look like a typhoon. She said you wanted my dick since high school. That ain't nothing bad, I see that you can fly out soon. Guess I really win, guess I roll. I wanna win, yes I roll. Me and you stuck in a cycle, I'm tryna break out of. Hating the feeling I'm getting from loving you this long.
See, I feel like even writing this little section right here is not easy. Like most people, I almost think would give themselves a minute, but he like writes a quick little, I don't know if that's a bridge, but kind of comes in like a bridge. Like it was like inserted right there to just continue the narrative and then bring us to this next, like I assume a hook or maybe another verse. We'll see. But I like that little segment right there. I don't know. Let's listen to it again real quick. See if you
You can fly out soon. Guess I really win, guess I roll. I wanna win, yes I roll. Me and you stuck in a cycle, I'm tryna break out.
Yeah, that shit right there is hot.
Me and you stuck in a cycle, I'm tryna break out of. Hating the feeling I'm getting from loving you this long. I got the baddest bitch, I roll. Big Kenji flexing while the girls roll. I'm only used to lie. Every time I fall in love again, I fall too hard. What's a girlfriend?
Yeah, like this guy just wrote a bridge to his hook. Like I don't know. Like I feel like maybe rap doesn't use the word bridge, but that felt like a bridge. And that's real structure, and that's real songwriting right there, and I really appreciate it. I like that track a lot, and that actually shows like off his writing structure, and I think that also is another layer to the reason why he's able to use melody in a way that I'm explaining to where it's just so good and so like tightly in the pocket. Is he also has an understanding of how to write these tracks, I feel like, you know, and there's structure here, and the hooks are always a Dro Kenji hook. It costs a lot of money, I feel like, because any mainstream artist who just makes music and gets a lot of plays, if you had Dro Kenji on the hook, that could be one of your biggest hits ever. So I feel like a Dro Kenji hook costs a lot of money because they're always so catchy that if I listen to this album 3 times, I guarantee I know almost every hook. It's embedded in your brain, and he has such a good way of just kind of like easily feeding that to you, where you're just like, oh, this is fucking okay. I guess we're upping the dosage today. Like, we're taking it all in, because he makes it easy. He doesn't even make you realize like how mesmerized you are, and that's like a level of genius that you can't really quantify or explain, especially if you're a dumbass like me in front of a camera. Like, I don't know how to describe that. Like, but I feel like his music making ability is very, very good. The team that he is working with is very, very good. Obviously, Internet Money can produce hits. So I feel like when you have like a certified hit maker in a way with Mr. Dro Kenji, or a certified hit maker in the making, whether it's in writing or as a star himself, regardless, this guy's talents will not be underutilized in this music industry in the future, because they're vibrant and they're bright, and he's knocking it out of the park every single time. So at what point will people no longer ignore this? It's got to be soon, man. Like, a lot of the comments on my previous videos having to do with Dro Kenji, everyone's just like, how early are we? We're really fucking early, aren't we? And yeah, we are early, but it's gonna go quick. The minute it happens, Dro Kenji's a huge name, guaranteed. Going forward, we got track number, I'm not even sure what track number this is at this point. This is track number 5, my friends. We got Dangerous by Mr. Dro Kenji. This is the album Fuck Your Feelings. Thank you.
John?
I had a thought, do you still love me? Right in the heart where Cupid shot me. I've been feeling dangerous, I don't know who to trust right now. Still I don't know how. I had a thought, do you still love me? Right in the heart where Cupid shot me. I've been feeling dangerous, I don't know who to trust right now. Still I don't know how. She only care where the party at. Getting sick and tired, sick and tired. She know that I'm down for life. Potion in my Sprite, but your love give me so much higher. I'll study you like glue somehow, and I'm so fucked up, I'm so wiped out. So fucked up, need you right now. So fucked up, need you. Whoa.
Like he's a good singer, guys. Like, anybody who says I'm crazy, this doesn't exist unless you're a good singer, man. Like, I don't know. He just slowed his voice down into these, like, same pitch. It was, like, the same pitch, but he, like, slowed it down and then controlled it and then, like, sped it up and then slowed it back down again. Like, I don't know what like, his voice, like, pulsates. Like, it's something I've never really heard in this capacity. And I think it's pretty damn cool, man. It's pretty damn cool.
I had a thought, do you still love me? Right in the heart where Cupid shot me. I've been feeling dangerous, I don't know who to trust right now. Still I don't know how. I had a thought, do you still love me? Right in the heart where Cupid shot me. I've been feeling dangerous, I don't know who to trust right now. Still I don't know how. She only care where the party at. Getting sick and tired, sick and tired. She know that I'm down for life. Potion in my Sprite, but your love give me so
like this. Because, I mean, that was enough of a creative shift where I'm not asking him to reinvent the fucking wheel. I don't need him to come talk like this on the song now. Like, there's no reason to, I'm not saying, like, switch your whole thing up. But I'm saying, like, how you present it to us can be different. Like, have a creative shift at certain points. And I feel like how that was, like, coming across definitely had enough of a difference to where even if it's the same vocal range, pitch, even some of the melody and cadence maybe was familiar of other tracks, the way it was presented to us felt like it was packaged in this, like, futuristic box and just kind of, like, thrown to us. I don't know. It was a lot different. I got different vibes, and that's the exciting thing, and that's the thing that I'm asking for. Like I said, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't got to fucking switch up on your whole audience, but it's cool to hear just a little bit of a different side. That's all it is. And that was track number 5. We're going on to track number 6 right now. This is the album Fuck Your Feelings by Mr. Dro Kenji. This is track number 6, Your Fault. Let's go.
Since it's what you cooking. Perfect.
Never make it so right at the start. I don't know how you think this fake for real, like me or hard. Got me tired of the ride, back and forth. Got me tired of the ride, it's never ending high. You know why? You don't know if you love me, shit, I neither do I. I'm so sick and tired of being in the wrong when I get sad. But it's all your fault, yeah, it's all your fault. You know why? You don't know if you love me, shit, I neither do I. I'm so sick and tired of being in the wrong when I get sad. But it's all your fault. Tortured in my mind, I don't know who to put the blame on. She gon' let me fuck, she got a man, I'll put the shame on her. Cause I don't have no time to waste on her. She really trippin' and she think that I'ma wait on her. Baby, come outside.
What is this?
I can't find your address. I know I told you I was dumb, but sometimes
Hold on. What was that, Mr. Dro? What was that? Huh?
Shame on sad, but it's all your fault, yeah, it's all your fault.
I think it was right after this hook, but whatever that little, like, riff of guitar, the production switch, and the way he kind of, like, let's hear it one more time.
I feel tortured in my mind, I don't know who to put the blame on. She gon' let me fuck, she got a man, I'll put the shame on her.
Yes.
I don't have no time to waste on her. She really trippin' and she think that I'ma wait on her. Baby, come outside.
This is dope.
I can't find your address. I know I told you I was dumb, but sometimes I lie. So right at the start, I don't know how you think this fake for real, like me or hard. You got me tired of the ride, back and forth. Got me tired of the ride, it's never ending high. You know why? You don't know if you love me, shit, I neither do I. I'm so sick and tired of being in the wrong when I get sad. But it's all your fault, yeah, it's all your fault. You know why? You don't know if you love me, shit, I neither do I. I'm so sick and tired of being in the wrong when I get sad. But it's all your fault, yeah.
Let's go. That was dope, dude. That was dope. Like that little guitar riff, and then the way he like even just rode that, it was like wavy, man. It had like this kind of like beach rock like essence. It was nothing like beach rock, but it, like that vibe just kind of came across for a second. I don't know. Whatever that was. That's all we're asking for is just get a little creative with the process, and I feel like it'll go a long way, and it'll show like a different side. That's all it is, and that's all I'm looking for here is like what I'm keeping a specific eye out for. Again, I'm looking at it from an extremely critical lens from the point of view of I have listened to all the albums from this guy, and the fourth one in 8 months. Let's just see what happens. Let's see what's different. And that right there shows that this guy could do anything, man. And Tom the Mailman and Dro Kenji need to get together and make a whole project, because I feel like that would bring out a whole bunch of different sides from both of them. And I feel like that's where you get into this crazy realm. And I think they're on the same bill of a couple festivals. So there's some good stuff going on here. There's some good stuff, and I'm excited. Nothing but excited for the future of Dro Kenji. And songs like that get me really, really, really fucking pumped. I believe that was track number 6. This is track number 7. But we actually have a music video for this one. This just dropped. This is the song Trance by Dro Kenji. whole ass music video for this, so let's jump right in.
Since it's what you cooking. Perfect.
What it was? What one of the people we can take us a day trip right now? It's phone call.
Damn.
I love how they talk, I'm stacking it down. I love how these bitches be looking at me like they want a little piece. We can take us a day trip right now. It's phone call the other time. Whoa, stuck inside her trance.
I want to just we're rewinding some of that because this is the song. This is the song. This is the one. This is the one that this is. God damn.
So did the cheddar, I love how they talk, I'm stacking it down. I love how they talk, I'm stacking it down. I love how these bitches be looking at me like they want a little piece. We can take us a day trip right now. It's phone call the other time. Whoa.
Come on, bro. What? Yes. Okay. That feels like the hit that I was talking about there. I feel like that's the song that could take this to a whole new level. It's flawless. Like, I think Joe Kenji could not have existed for 1 minute and 55 seconds and gone crazier on that beat than he just did right there. And it's so catchy. It's so tight-knit. 2 minutes, less than 2 minutes. He goes through like 3 catchy-ass hooks, but his flow, bro, like he's actually kind of spitting right there. And I feel like that goes understated sometimes. I've heard tracks where he's spitting, but it's like, you know, his melodies is like the bread and butter, it seems like. But to put a beautiful amalgamation of those two and how he was able to kind of like push them together in this ball of clay that is just perfect. I don't know, guys. Trance is my favorite track on this project, probably. Besides the other one with the music video, go figure. But yeah, Superstar was fucking fire as well. But Trance is a whole beast, my friends. That could take off. That could do a lot of damage in this damn near industry. Going forward though, we got track number 8. This is Joe Kenji, his 4th album by the name of Fuck Yo Feelings. This is Hades. Thank you so much for joining and tuning in.
Big body outside, it be raining. Gotta put the top up, can't get the money wet. Put up to this party and these bitches keep on staring in this Porsche truck. You know I'm flyer than your nigga.
Is someone playing the piccolo on this beat? Is that happening? This is cool, like the little wind instruments in the background. I like this.
I don't wanna talk around my problems up and fade away. I'ma let you know right now, what's your name going crazy. Smoking everywhere we go, trust me, we gon' get it haze. In this GLE big body, getting that from a set. The hollow tits inside this Drake and send a pussy to Hades. I'm smoking strong ass weed and it made my eyelids lazy. I only fucked the hoe like once I got that bitch going crazy. I dropped a 50 on the roadie, now this bitch tryna praise me. I don't wanna talk around my problems up and fade away. I'ma let you know right now, what's your name going crazy. Smoking everywhere we go, trust me, we gon' get it haze. In this GLE big body, getting that from Mercedes.
God damn it.
Don't worry about my money, getting your bag. My mind be racing around.
Hey, we're going to do a test. If you made it this far and just saw me sneeze, just go down in the comment section, write bless you. That's how I'll know you made it this far.
Know them, but I know they plotting on me, it ain't nothing new. Shawty look
Also, because I don't want to edit that out.
like she be walking on the roof. Walking on the moon. Walking on the moon. Tryna stay down here, but I'm feeling like it's pointless now. I don't wanna talk around my problems up and fade away. I'ma let you
This again, bro. Like, fuck. He could give this song to some huge artist and they would just run away with that little, like... Like this part where he comes in and he says fade away. That's a disgusting ass cadence to just... Fuck, bro. Like... I don't know what else this guy has to do at this point to get the attention of the people, but I feel like he's doing a really good job and it is bubbling. I mean, that fucking music video we just watched already has 50,000 views if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, or it's pushing there. So there's a lot of good stuff going on here.
Mercedes. The hollow test inside this Drake can send a pussy to Hades. I'm smoking strong ass weed and it made my eyelids lazy. I only fucked the hoe like once, I got that bitch going crazy. I dropped a 50 on the rollie, now this bitch tryna praise me. I don't wanna talk around my problems up and fade away. I'ma let you know right now, what's your name going crazy. Smoking everywhere we go, trust me, we gon' get it haze. It is GLE, big body, getting that from Mercedes.
That was fucking good, man. That was a really good track. I like that a lot. Hades, that was track number 8. We're moving through this project. We only got about 5-6 more tracks left, if I'm not mistaken. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to go. Track number 9 is coming up, but I just wanted to, let's have a thought experiment. Can we have a thought experiment? Is that okay? Yes, it is, because it's my channel. Hey guys, it's not the audience's fault for drawing similarities in people's music. It is not the audience's fault for drawing similarities between artists in their music. For instance, there's a guy named Cochise or Cochise. He just had a music video on Lyrical Lemonade. Been following him for about 5 months, maybe late last year, early this year. I was probably pretty late to it. But when it first got sent to me, someone said, hey, this is like Cardi's baby voice just throughout the whole track. And it kind of is. And a lot of them, that's a really good way to describe what Cochise is. And I think if someone were to find Cochise, it's not their fault for saying this sounds like Cardi. It's just, it can't be. It's just something that exists in their brain and they are drawing that line. When I show people Dro Kenji, I get that. But with Juice WRLD, that's the first thing anyone says is this sounds like Juice WRLD. And I've talked about this on my other album reactions and reviews, and it isn't the audience's fault for putting those connections together. It's the artist's job to show why they should exist as well. Does that make sense? And I think Dro Kenji now, it doesn't matter how much he sounds like fucking Juice WRLD. It really doesn't. So if that's the first thing anyone will say, I just feel like you're missing the point. Like, I think you're really missing the point of art and music, and I think you're honing in on the wrong thing here. We have an artist who is putting out 4 really, really, really tight-knit projects. And even if, of course, he's probably inspired by Juice WRLD. Of course. Like, I don't think that should ever be used against him, and I don't think that is so much of a negative to where you can throw the whole kit and caboodle out. I don't think that's what we should do here. But by now, when you listen to Hades, when you listen to fucking shit, bro, you listen to Trance, you listen to Dangerous, and Superstar, those all show different levels of where he should exist and why he should exist. And Dro Kenji is his own artist. So going forward, I just want to make it clear, that's the last time I'm going to have that discussion with the viewers. That's the last time I'm going to try to work that out in my head, because I do struggle with it, because I feel like a lot of my friends, when I recommend it, they do write this off. Like, they don't want to listen to it because it reminds them of this thing that they already love, you know, and that's a soft subject because it's an artist who has passed away. That is a heavy-handed thing to deal with. So it's such a fucking weird line to ride. I just wanted to make it clear that I'm no longer going to have that even in my head, because I've accepted Dro Kenji as Dro Kenji, and Dro Kenji is Dro Kenji, and it's really good stuff. And I think if you're just going to write it off because he sounds like somebody, you know, that's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. And same to Cochise. Shout out to him, man. Like, I definitely should give his music a lot more of a listen, but I'm not really a fan of how it sounds, to be honest. So that's kind of where it comes back to. But with Dro Kenji, I'm a huge fan of how this is sounding, and I'm a big fan of where it is going. I just wanted to have that thought process, that conversation. Thank you for humoring me and listening. Let me know in the comment section below. Am I completely off? Am I completely stupid for saying that? Was that insensitive? Because it really wasn't meant to be. Just something that was on my chest, on my head. And that's what we do here. We break shit down and we have conversations. So if you have anything to say, I would love to read it in the comment section below. Thank you so much if you have made it this far in this album reaction. Like I said, bro, we make a fucking podcast with an album. We go for as long as it takes to get the job done. And we're moving forward, moving swiftly into track number 9. This is Room. The album is Fuck Your Feelings by Kenji. We're continuing on. Let's go.
I need way more right. I can't be fucking around with these hoes, no. Smoking on this strike, break her back and send her home. And do you ever think about me when I leave you alone? No, I ain't worried about no bitch, yeah, I got plenty on my mind. Blicky, yeah, I keep a blicky, cause all these niggas pussy. What you want, a cookie? Yeah, I think she wanna fuck, cause I pulled up inside this foreign car. Engine in the back, so I feel like I'm in a NASCAR. I got your girlfriend in this coupe and we just came from the start. Inside this phantom, I'll be back by tomorrow. And I got ice with me, she know I'm rich as fuck. And all these bitches only care about getting fucked. I'm counting money in this bin, take a truck.
I'm gonna say this now. His punchlines have been on fire this album, man. His writing is just, I don't know. I don't know if it necessarily leveled up to this crazy degree, because I think like even if you go back to his first project, Tears and Pistols, or Pistols and Tears, no, Tears and Pistols, there's some really good writing on that thing. Like that song Hey is just holy grail to me of Kenji. If you haven't gone back, please listen to Hey by Kenji, because you'll see what I'm saying. Like there's something very beautiful and just perfect about that song and the way he is like formulating his thoughts. And I feel like the way he is formulating his thoughts on this project throughout is very, very, very good stuff.
I stay one up on you, ballin' like the Bucks. Lil' shorty pussy ball as fuck like she a mug. I ride around with my 40 out. No, I don't gotta talk. I'm really slap for real, I slap a nigga in these chucks. I'm really slap for real, I slap a nigga in these ones. Blicky, yeah, I keep a blicky, cause all these niggas pussy. What you want, a cookie? Yeah, I think she wanna fuck, cause I pulled up inside this foreign car. Engine in the back, so I feel like I'm in a NASCAR. I got your girlfriend in this coupe and we just came from the start. I took a trip inside this phantom, I'll be back by tomorrow.
That was good. That was my favorite track on the project, but I think that definitely is a great song. I understand why it's on the project, and I think, again, we're just moving right through this thing. That was short, that was sweet, and that's kind of also a hard thing to do as well, is like, if you are a artist and you're making a 1 minute and 45 second track, you have a job to catch attention, but you also have a job to tell a story and get out of there in 2 minutes. You know, like you have to also bring enough substance. You have to bring enough substance, but not too much. And I feel like that song actually is perfect. Like it doesn't need to go any further. I think he did exactly what he wanted. Like I said, the punchlines are great on this album, and there's a lot of good ones on there to where I was smiling, I was laughing, I was giggling, but I was also just enjoying the music. And Kenji leads himself as the leading man. He never really has any help other than that snot track on the last project, but like other than the production and like the whole Internet Money team around him, that's a lot. That's a big team. That's a lot of help. But if you want to look at Kenji's like albums as movies, he's kind of playing every role for the most part. Like he's the starring man, but there's only like 4 other people in the credits. Like he really can put projects on his back and confidently say, this is where we're existing, this is what I'm doing, and this is what I'm here to do. And he gets the job done. And that's something that a lot of artists can't do, especially when you're looking at track 9 on a project. It usually gets stale, man. Like, if I see another 20-track fucking project and they can't keep my attention for 3 tracks, like, there's a problem there. There's a systematic problem there. Like, there's just fundamentally, there's something wrong. And I don't think Kenji has ever hit that with me where I'm like, okay, this is dragging. I think he really, really does just tell a story every time. And whether it's 3 minutes and 33 seconds like we saw at the beginning of this album, or 1 minute and 48 seconds track, ninth track in, I don't know. I think he still serves a purpose, still really hits it out of the park, and still continues to do his thing, and you got to respect that. You really, really do. I'm not telling you what to do, but this time I am. You got to do it. You just got to do it. Suck it up, Buttercup. We're fucking with Dro Kenji here on this channel. Going forward, though, we got track number 10, Lambo Truck. Let's go, my friends.
Baby, I would give the world to you, I hate when you're sad. I hope you never get the feeling like I'm putting you last. And if I slip and give my heart to you, don't bring up my past. I feel like if I get loud to you, we probably won't last. Hey, take it easy, I just need a little reassurance sometime. You could say she had me starstruck. I lost them crackers in this lamb truck. I think they really let them blame. Way too high in this bitch back, so I know they'll never catch us. Money better catch up. And I'm so high right now, don't think I'm coming down. I might wake up from this coma in a week or an hour. Fucking at home, she going so crazy like damn. I thought I told you I was high. Baby, I do not remember her, and I don't know these guys. Whoa, whoa. You know I got my gun on me, don't catch me by surprise. Baby, keep it real with me, I'm sick of all the lies. I told her throw it back on me, I love it when she rides. Don't let no nigga near my bitch, I promise pussy you will die. And if I keep smoking this weed in here, I'll get too high. Baby, I would give the world to you, I hate when you're sad. I hope you never get the feeling like I'm putting you last. And if I slip and give my heart to you, don't bring up my past. I feel like if I get loud to you, we probably won't last. Hey, take it easy, I just need a little reassurance sometime. You could say she had me starstruck. I lost them crackers in this lamb truck. I think they really let them blame. Way too high in this bitch back, so I know they'll never catch us. Yeah, I've been running to this money, better catch up. Yeah, I've been running to this money, better catch up.
So that track, I let it play completely through. I didn't want to interrupt because I had a lot to say, but I was like, let's just see how this plays out. Yeah, that wasn't like, again, that really doesn't fall into my favorite tracks on this project. But what I could say is, I don't know. Humble me for a second, or humor me, I guess, and let's look at a couple things. So there's a guy named Oliver Francis. Nothing to do with Dro Kenji. Sounds nothing like Dro Kenji, and if you know who I'm talking about, awesome. But Oliver Francis was one of my favorite artists just coming up in the game for the past like 5 years or whatever it's been. And I've been paying a lot of attention. I've been loving everything that he's been putting out for the most part. But he would put out these projects, and it wouldn't. They always felt bloated. Like I always felt like, dude, this would be such a good 5-track EP. And then one day he puts out this project by the name of Crown of Death, and it's literally just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tracks. And it's one of my favorite EPs, period. I think every single song is out of this world. But that's a very specific choice. It's not like Oliver Francis didn't have other tracks laying around on a hard drive to where he could have formulated a normal-sized album. That's not the point, and that's not really what he did, I don't think. I think he just really took the best songs and put them together in this tight-knit-ass project. And I think while Dro Kenji, it is impressive that he has put out so many projects, I think there is something to be said that maybe the next step could be a short, but just 5 perfect fucking bangers, bro. Like, just 5 tracks, just 5 of them. And what I'm talking about is, like, you take Save Me, 100 Rounds, you take all the best songs from these past 4 projects and you make those into a 5-track EP, and it's a fucking dinger, dude. Just a grand slam, if you will. But I don't know if he'll ever do that, but that was just something I thought about, because when I was listening to Lambo Truck and Vroom, they were not my favorites. So in a world where this project was shorter and only had my favorites in there, and I know my favorites are not everybody's favorites. I'm just saying Kenji's favorites or Kenji's favorites or Internet Money's favorites or the best songs collectively as the collective. They say these are the 5 that we're going with. I start to think like maybe that is like a smart marketing next step because you have so much music out, bro. Like you have 40 fucking songs out. Like, but this next project, if it's just 5 bangers, bro, just 5 perfect tracks, I think that'll do some crazy numbers. That's where you see him on the Billboard charts with an album. Like I don't think this is going to be the one that charts, but I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong, and I hope I'm wrong because we big Dro Kenji fans over here. But like we also do, we give honest thought processes. So what do you guys think about that? I don't know. Like, do you prefer shorter tracks or shorter albums or longer albums? Because I feel like the trend in the industry is to make it longer, or if it is shorter, then there's a deluxe that makes it twice as long, and it's just it's bloated. It's very bloated, and I don't want to see that happen to such a young artist who is still trying to find his footing in this game. There's something to be said when you can just put out that fucking polished ass project that even if Oliver Francis never goes back and makes another, like, none of his future albums hit the same way, I still will always look at that 5-track just home run as the track. And also, I wanted to also point out the like ratio on pretty much all of the songs on this album are pretty much no dislikes. So the fans are taking notice. The fans are fervorous. Word of the day, fervorous. I don't know what it means. Going forward, we got track number 11. This is expensive. Let's go.
I just ran through 20 racks, my life expensive. That bitch not my girlfriend, she my best friend. If I could have one wish in the world, I would wish for more ideas on how to make this shit double up. I just ran through 20 racks, my life expensive. That bitch not my girlfriend, she my best friend. If I could have one wish in the world, I would wish for more ideas on how to make this shit double up. I know that I'm richer than her ex, I know I'll be richer than her next, fuck love. I got 15 in my 9 in my neck, cost a dub. She do anything I wanna make these bitches fall in love. She be scared to hit my line, like she know something about me different. Real fly nigga, put a check on both my wrists. Shine in the light, really love the way they glisten. High up on this earth, thought I was fucking twin sis. I just ran through 20 racks, my life expensive. That bitch not my girlfriend, she my best friend.
Can we take a look? Can we just go back to that line real quick? What did he say about twin sister?
High up on this earth, thought I was fucking twin sis. I just ran through 20 what they glisten. High up, real fly nigga, put a check on both my wrists. Shine in the light, really love the way they glisten. High up on this earth, thought I was fucking twin sis. I just ran
high above this earth, I thought I was fucking twin sisters.
through 20 racks, my life expensive. That bitch not my girlfriend, she my best friend. If I could have one wish in the world, I would wish for more ideas on how to make this shit double up. I just ran through 20 racks, my life expensive. That bitch not my girlfriend, she my best friend. If I could have one wish in the world, I would wish for more ideas on how to make this shit double up. Codeine in my phantom make the soda bubble up. Ain't a nigga in here flies me, she wish she left with us. I got diamonds in my hair, she looking hard like what the fuck. Them little boys they touching bread like me, no more to be discussed. They ain't wanna stick around me for the worst part. Now my money stacked taller than the empire, throw it in a grave. I don't like the way you look in my eyes, and I really hate the way you try to feed me your lies. I just ran through 20 racks, my life expensive. That bitch not my girlfriend, she my best friend. If I could have one wish in the world, I would wish for more ideas on how to make this shit double up. I just ran through 20 racks, my life expensive. That bitch not my girlfriend, she my best friend. If I could have one wish in the world, I would wish for more ideas on how to make this shit double up.
I like that track. I like it. We're getting those interludes like we used to on the first couple projects. He would like have these like long ass interludes that would just kind of like tie the different tracks together. And he's done it a little bit on this project, but not enough for me to like be like, oh, the interludes, baby. But that was a fun track. But I do think there is something to be said. Again, if whether my tracks that I like or the tracks that you like are different or the same, there is something to be said that cutting an album down to just the fucking the prime rib. I feel like there's something to be said about that, and I think that's something that he could take advantage of in the future. Because when I do hear songs like Expensive, it's not like they're not good. They do just come across as like other songs on an album that doesn't have like, you know, everyone has favorite songs on an album, but doesn't always go back to every song on an album. You know, like there's some albums that people, I think, generally will play front to back, but not every album gets played like that or gets that same attention over time. You know, that's just the nature of music. We find the songs we like and we add them to playlists, and then the album's kind of, you know, separate. That's its own listening experience. There is something to be said that when you hear a song like Expensive, but when you compare it to something like, I don't know, even Superstar or Hades even, like I just don't think they like necessarily like compare or hail. They kind of hail in comparison in the simplest terms, I guess. But, you know, that's just my opinion. Track number 12, we are moving forward. We're almost done. Let's go. This is Porn Bitch by Dro Kenji. This is the album Fuck Your Feelings. Let's go.
Buzzing out a pussy in a trap house, fuck her real good, send her back to a dad house. Hate it when a bitch get attached, now whole different way, with a way, bigger bad now. Loving this feeling I'm getting from stacking this paper, it can skyscrape. Loving the feeling I'm getting from fucking your girlfriend on the first date. She hate me now, cause I'm too conceited. But loving the feeling she get when I'm fucking a check up on her birthday. My mama told me I'll be great while I'm picking up the trash on rapping. If a nigga wanna feature, I need 50 more K, fuck a bitch from out of state with an accent. I'm loving the way that you turn me down. The pressure of luck keep on weighing me down. On my way to a check, me go bro, nigga frown. I'm in love, who's wondering when I'ma drown. Yeah. If a nigga wanna feature, I need 50 more K. I been running out of space, all the rest of my bank. Fuck in the stool, bustin' out on her face. The bitch ain't smart, but she love what I think. Suck on her tits in this jelly tank. It's a bitch like a money, I'm flooded of it.
See, this is where you're just like, Dro Kenji, you're a star. Like, you're a star. The way he just rides beats, like, it's so fucking easy, bro. It's just, it puts a lot of people to shame, man. This whole 57-second just run at the beginning of Porn Bitch is disgusting. He does not stop, but he switches his flow and rides in and out of the hook, I feel like, and into, like, verses. I don't know, man. There's good stuff
She
here.
hate me now, cause I'm too conceited. But loving the feeling she get when I'm fucking a check up on her birthday. My mama told me I'll be great while I'm picking up the trash on rapping. If a nigga wanna feature, I need 50 more K, fuck a bitch from out of state with an accent. I'm loving the way that you turn me down. The pressure of luck keep on weighing me down. On my way to a check, me go bro, nigga frown. I'm in love, who's wondering when I'ma drown. Yeah. If a nigga wanna feature, I need 50 more K. I been running out of space, all the rest of my bank. Fuck in the stool, bustin' out on her face. The bitch ain't smart, but she love what I think. Suck on her tits in this jelly tank. It's a bitch like a money, I'm flooded of it. Yeah, I know that you tired, but I run away. I don't want no lip, suck on my dick.
This is the new part. I just went back and I had to play that whole section like again because he spazzes, bro. He spazzes.
Porn bitch, smoke retarded like a rock star. My bitch redder than a Martian, so unbelievable. Shawty so thick, pussy beatable, eatable. I'm setting trends unrepeatable. We move like the army, we 10 in the pole. I'm stepping on niggas, don't care to compete with them. Run up on me in my game, we bleed it. And we know this whole chopper like Django, we kick it. All around me is hate, I don't care, I ain't need it. And we sipping on potion, they sipping on bitter juice. I'm a real rock star, you should know by now, no pretending. Buzzing out a pussy in a trap house, fuck her real good, send her back to a dad house. Hate it when a bitch get attached, now whole different way, with a way, bigger bad now. Loving this feeling I'm getting from stacking this paper, it can skyscrape. Loving the feeling I'm getting from fucking your girlfriend on the first date. My mama told me I'll be great while I'm picking up the trash on rapping. If a nigga wanna feature, I need 50 more K, fuck a bitch from out of state with an accent. I'm loving the way that you turn me down. The pressure of luck keep on weighing me down. On my way to a check, me go bro, nigga frown. I'm in love, who's wondering when I'ma drown. Yeah. If a nigga wanna feature, I need 50 more K. I been running out of space, all the rest of my bank. Fuck in the stool, bustin' out on her face. The bitch ain't smart, but she love what I think. Suck on her tits in this jelly.
All right, this is one of my favorite Dro Kenji songs ever. And that's just a fact, I think. It's giving me like Hey vibes from Tears and Pistols. I don't know why I'm being so awkward, but I'm just like, it just hit me in the face. I'm like, no, I love this song.
It's a bitch like a money, I'm flooded of it. Yeah, I know that you tired when I run away.
Like just this whole
told me I'll be great while I'm picking up the trash, I'm rapping. If a nigga wanna feature, I need 50 more K. Fuck a bitch from out of state with an accent. I'm loving the way that you turn me down. The pressure of love keep on weighing me down. On my way to a tell me go bro nigga frown. I'm in love with who's wondering when I'ma drown. Yeah. If a nigga wanna feature, I need 50 more K. I been running out of space, all the rest of my bank. Fuck in the stoop, bust a nut on her face. The bitch ain't smart, but she love
God damn,
so
bro.
This jelly tank. It's a bitch like a money on flooded on van. Yeah, I know that you tired when I run away.
God. Ugh. Let's go, Dro Kenji. Let's go, baby. That shit was hot. That shit was hot. That shit was fucking hot. Like, I don't know at what point in that song where I realized that I didn't just like it, I loved it. And not only that, but it was literally one of my favorite instances of just Dro Kenji doing exactly what he does, which is just fill out a song so perfectly to where it's supposed to just be made like that. Like, no other person needs to go on that beat. No other person ever needed to be sent that beat. That is Dro Kenji, and that was a match made in heaven. And his just writing ability just shines beyond belief on stuff like that. On particular tracks like that, you cannot. It's unrivaled, man. It really, really is, and that's the secret sauce that you can't touch. Dro Kenji just is born to make music, and I am very, very happy that I have found him. You know, and every time he puts out a project, I know there's going to be at least one track on there that just goes so far above everything else that I've been listening to lately that it just immediately goes to the top of my rotation. And that track in particular, I'm in it, and God damn. Track number 13? Yeah, that was track number 12, Porn Bitch. One of my favorite songs ever. And now it's called Porn Bitch. So if I ever send it to somebody, you know, I'm not a misogynist on camera. But track number 13, Forgetful Things, the penultimate track of this really good album. This is Fuck Your Feelings. This is Dro Kenji. Thank you so much if you really have made it this far in this video. I really do appreciate it. Let's go.
Perfect.
Total wrong track I clicked. Ooh.
This is what you clicking. Perfect.
I be chasing the money so I can't lay here with you, baby. Spending 20 inside, spit on some rings and a raincoat. I ain't never mean to break your heart. And I be living in her market, she ain't letting the pain go. But she ain't never been afraid of the little petty things.
I feel like this is gonna get a little emotional, so I probably shouldn't be dancing like a fool, but it's my coping mechanism, man.
Me, I can never fly too fast. Got a race car, cool foreigns in the rear of me. I can tell that she feeling the way my diamonds be twinkling. I spoke a lot, so pardon me on my memory. But I don't care, cause you be telling me forgetful things that I would never ever care about. Facing my scariest demons, I walk through the cold with no shoulder to cry on. But I never needed nobody, these shadows around me so story.
Dro Kenji is closing this album out strong right now. Holy fuck, bro.
Of fears that I never wanted to face. It's no point in trying to escape. Just hope that it never will come to me. Giving my soul to you. Feeling trippy than ever, we both are over this potion. Let's make a toast to this life that we're living. I don't trust the soul, watch my back when it's smithing. I'm taking you everywhere I go, admitting my love right before your eyes. I'm drunk on my body and wanting you, just like I told you I need you to ride or die. Expensive tags, I'm a rock star, baby, I want face. Party samples exposing a rib cage. Evil bitches riding my brain. Sitting out to drive a nigga mental state insane. Let your demons out, fuck, wanna feel it when you tell me that you never really cared. Got an angel in my ass, she really tempted me tonight. I can fuck you how you want me to, but never treat you right, no.
God damn. Fuck. Wow. Okay. He's closed that album out so perfectly. I actually think, like, even the songs that I didn't enjoy individually, how they play out the album at the end, I actually really, really, really appreciate it. Dro Kenji. that was the album Fuck Yo Feelings, and that is the 4th album he has again put out in 8 months, and there is just no denying that there's just utmost talent just oozing out of this guy, and especially on that last track, man. That last track really showed a whole different kind of side to him too. Like, there's a couple tracks in there in this project where at face value you would think they could fit on other projects, but they really are different, and they have kind of like, in this short amount of time, you can definitely hear some evolution in this guy as an artist, and his writing and his punchlines especially. There's a lot of funny fucking shit on this album, and I just feel like Kenji now has already shown us that he has the ability to make a good project. Now it's just about, how are we going to get everybody on board? How is everybody going to find this? How is everybody going to see this? And what track is going to take this off? I think there's so much potential here that it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And like I said, he's on a lot of festival lineups. He's a part of this Internet Money just juggernaut of a collective, to where the next Internet Money tape or album, there's going to be one. That Kenji's going to be riddled across that thing, and he's probably going to be on some track with Little Baby, and it's going to go number 1 on the charts. Like, that's all it takes, is just this guy being in the room with the right people. But I respect how, even being in Internet Money, it's not like they're throwing all these features at him. He's only done one song with Snot, and that's about it. Like, he has opportunities. I'm sure they could pull out their contact list and just get someone on a song with him. But I like how he almost feels like he's telling his narrative from the start, and he's putting the whole team on his back, and it's like, this is my story, this is me. You're not going to come listen to my album for someone else. And I love that, because we're 4 albums in right now, and goddamn, like, there's like no features to be found. He's still doing his thing. He's expanding, and I think the music that Kenji makes is very polished. It's very easy to listen to, and I don't see this being anything short of a big seller in the future. Like, honestly, Internet Money, if Kenji ever has a number 1 album, they are just geniuses, because they're able to spot these guys out like nothing, and the way that they're able to kind of like farm artists into the best selling potential that they could be. It's super impressive. It's like there's a guy named FaZe Banks on YouTube, and FaZe Banks is a guy who always seems to just be around YouTubers or streamers who are about to blow up. Like, he just is able to spot that shit out from a mile away, and I feel like Nick Mira, Taz Taylor, and the whole team with Internet Money has only done that in the past, but going forward, it seems like they're really doing that again with Kenji, and it's only the start. It's only been 8 months out. Like, this is only the beginning. Like I said, a lot of festival lineups. I want to see a collab tape with like Tom the Mailman or anybody, or even just a shorter EP where it's just fire after fire after fire. Kenji is the shit. Kenji is the real deal. It's not if, it's when, and Kenji is here to stay, and I do not think this album does anything less than just further prove that point, and I'm excited. I just can't. I'm so excited for Kenji, and yeah, this is gonna be some good stuff. Thank you so much if you made it this far. I know this was a long one. If you did, I would really appreciate it if you hit that like button. If you honestly, if I earned your subscription today, that would be awesome too. I really would appreciate it. Go ahead and follow Kenji on all social media platforms. I'm pretty sure it's just at Kenji. You can follow me on Twitter at YoGurt, YoogRRTT, Instagram as well. Now InRotation on those 2 platforms as well. Take care of yourselves, and that is all, you beautiful folks.